Coach's Corner is your source. Baseball, football, soccer, and hoops. The Coach's Corner has the scoop. It's the Coach's Corner with Andy.
Covering Tri-State sports, it's the Coach's Corner with Andy on 92.1 The GOAT.
It's the Coach's Corner.
Hey, I'm Andy with the Coach's Corner. We have Tom Burtman here, and he's joining us from the Flying Boxcars today. Tom, pleasure to have you back on again.
Thank you, Andy.
How you been?
Wore out, obviously. We're halfway through the seasons. It's been a trying season so far with the team record, things of that nature. A lot of fans have come through the ballpark, so we've stayed very busy. And I'm a little wore out, I'm not going to lie.
Hey, better to be wore out than not be wore out and not have anything to do.
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly. Wore out for a good reason.
Speaking of having fans just basically taking over the ballpark, let's talk about July 4th a little bit. You guys had a game on July 4th, and then followed by the fireworks celebration. Tell us a little bit about how that went.
Yeah, you know, it's funny that July 4th kicked off 15 games in an 18-day period.
Wow.
So it was really the kickoff to what we are experiencing now, that, you know, that tiredness. But was that worth it? 4,400 plus, the largest crowd we've had.
Wow.
This season. Going into it, we weren't sure what to expect. Being July 4th, people have their traditions. This is new. This is the first time we had a July 4th ball game.
Yeah.
We didn't know what to expect.
There's a lot of competition around, too.
Ton of competition, but it was the perfect scenario. It was a Friday night, beautiful weather, downtown Hagerstown. Really cool opportunity for fans. As the game was ending, the fireworks at the Fairground Park in Hagerstown were going off.
Oh, really?
And we had a perfect view of them in the background.
That's awesome.
It takes a few minutes to set our fireworks up. We have to protect the field so people could watch these fireworks. Our fireworks get set up. We start it. Theirs is still going. Theirs finishes up in the middle of ours, and then we have a huge ending as well.
That's cool.
People loved it. We can't wait to do it again.
That's really cool. I saw a lot of videos on social media that people took, and I saw the stadium looked packed.
Yeah, it was.
The fireworks, as always, were top notch. I saw the fireworks. The very first game I went to, with the company here, provided tickets for us, and we went. I took the family because of the fireworks, and my girls loved it.
Yeah.
And definitely something I want to get back to and see again.
It's a different experience, Andy, because you're really right on top of the fireworks. You're not sitting back watching them. They're right there.
It's loud.
It's very loud.
It's cool.
And it's a great show.
Then followed by the 4th of July celebration, you had Patriotic Night.
Yeah.
Gave away some golf umbrellas to the first 750 adults. How did that Patriotic Night go? Did you guys do anything special?
Yeah, no, it went great. You know, it's just a carryover from July 4th. Our players wore special jerseys that we had made up for the weekend. Cool. The players love those jerseys so much that we're going to continue wearing them throughout the rest of the season.
Oh, nice.
On Wednesday nights, we celebrate Community Heroes, which is our chance to give back to first responders, educators, and the military. So they're going to be wearing them on Wednesday nights. They're a great jersey, and then we'll see what happens at the end of the season, whether or not we auction them off. But it was just a good carryover. A little bit of a hangover, per se. It wasn't that 4,000 plus in the stadium, but they were vocal, they were happy, and again, beautiful weather.
Yeah, and you talked about wearing the jerseys on Wednesday night, so they'll have them on tonight.
Yeah, they'll be on tonight. The fans can come out and see them, and like I said, we'll see how it goes. We'll most likely auction those off at the end of the season. They're really a good-looking, sharp jersey.
That's awesome. Coming up next week, you have Dollar Dog Night, $1 hot dogs. Mutt's Gone Nuts appearance. Tell us a little bit about that. Who is that?
Super excited.
Oh, is that the Frisbee?
That is the Frisbee Dogs. Fans who've been to Ravens games have seen them at halftime shows. Mount St. Mary's College. They've been everywhere. They're actually based in Maryland. We've been back and forth for years. The company that runs Mutt's Gone Nuts, and finally have an opportunity to bring them out here this year. They'll actually be here twice. Okay. They'll be here once, like I said, our next Wednesday game, which is the 16th.
Right.
Special night about that, it's also National Hot Dog Day.
Okay.
So not only are we going to have Mutt's Gone Nuts, dogs going after Frisbees, we're going to be selling $1 hot dogs.
Wow.
We're going to have a hot dog counter on our video board, so as people are consuming and purchasing hot dogs, we can count down how many hot dogs we've actually sold and or eaten. So
you think you'll get more than Joey Chestnut?
No, I personally won't, trust me, but I'll certainly try, and the rest of my press box will try.
Yeah. One I saw in here in July, one I may just have to come out to, Christmas Vacation in July. nothing like Christmas in July. I love Christmas in general, and I love the summertime when you combine them together.
Yeah.
I'm sold. Tell us a little bit about what's going to be going on that night.
Yeah, one of my favorite Christmas movies has always been Christmas Vacation.
Exactly.
Chevy Chase.
Every year you got to watch it.
Yeah, you got to watch it. It's got to be on the list. So, we're going to throw some elements of the movie into our evening that night. But yeah, Christmas in July is something that most teams do, an opportunity to celebrate halfway to Christmas. Santa Claus will be there. I spoke with Santa yesterday. He's flying down just for that appearance.
That's awesome.
It's going to be a great evening, and we do have an ornament giveaway that night, and we've already put pictures of it out on social media, but it's our mascot striker as a nutcracker, and you can hang it on your tree.
I love it.
It's really awesome.
I love it. Now, August 9th coming up, you have a wrestling night. You guys have done this before, and you got a big turnout for it. Yeah. Do you think you'll get the same kind of turnout next? Is it the same company?
Yeah, same company. Very fortunate to work with those folks from Voltage Wrestling. And not only are they bringing one professional wrestler out, they're going to have their entire crew out there putting on matches. I think we just talked yesterday about 6 matches, 3 matches before the fight or before the game, 3 afterwards. The main event will feature Heath Slater and Rhino, former WWE tag team champions.
Yeah.
They'll be in attendance and they'll be putting on their show. So fans, last year, you've heard about it. It was unbelievable. People staying after to watch the main event. We expect just as big a crowd, if not bigger, this year for our wrestling night.
I'm a big WWE nerd, so I know exactly who Heath Slater and Rhino is, and I may have to come out to that.
Please do. It's going to be a good time.
The Philly Fanatic's going to be making an appearance on a Thursday on the 14th. He's nuts.
Definitely. Did you see him last year? He came into the press box and just went berserk. Took one of my press box employees' Bryce Harper signed jersey and threw it out the window, and then realized that it was a Bryce Harper jersey and felt terrible about it. Always a great show with the Philly Fanatic. Super excited to have him back.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Yeah. So let's turn our attention a little bit to a player on the Boxcars. I want to talk a little bit about Mike Kickham. Last month, he threw a complete no-game hitter in Staten Island. Hagerstown got the 1-0 win. Tell us a little bit about his season, how it's going so far. You said he was just named Pitcher of the Month, correct?
Yeah, Mike's a pro. When Mike threw that no-hitter, I reached out to him, and I was proud of him because he is really the ultimate professional. We're so glad to have him on our team to kind of show the younger guys. Mike's been around for years, came up with the Cardinals organization, played professional baseball in the Cardinals, and the experience that he gives to the other younger guys on our team is tremendous. And, I reached out to him and I said, Mike, I said, that's great. And he's like, Tom, this is why I still do this at my age, because I still enjoy playing baseball. I still enjoy giving that, insight that I have back to the younger guys, but not a more deserving guy to be named the Atlantic League's Pitcher of the Month. In fact, that's the first boxcar player to be named to an award like that. So super excited to have Mike. We presented him with a plaque on the field for his no-hitter accomplishment. We have another plaque on order for his Atlantic League Player of the Month. So Mike Kickham's a great guy. Pitched another great game last night. Didn't get the win, but we did get the win. And he gave up a run early and then just shut the other team down. So it was a good time.
Good. Very well deserved, sounds like.
Yes.
And a complete game, let alone, is a tough feat. And have it as a no-hitter is an even tougher feat.
Yeah, the oldest player in the Atlantic League to ever throw a no-hitter. And he also has the most strikeouts, 12 strikeouts for the complete game no-hitter.
Awesome.
That's pretty neat.
Very, very cool. Another player I want to talk a little bit about is another pitcher, Dominic Picone. He just had his contract purchased. The Cardinals. Yes, speaking of the Cardinals. Yeah. He's the second player to be purchased by a major league club. Is it third?
He's actually a third. 2 of them at Major League, 1 for the Mexican League. Yuri Perez last year was picked up with the Mexican League. But Dominic's had 2 appearances with Palm Beach Cardinals down in Florida. The first one, he went 4 innings, gave up 2 hits, struck out 2. This last appearance just 3 days ago, he pitched 1 inning, faced 3 batters, and struck all 3 out. So, really quick story about that. He's in high A right now. His next step would be double A, which is Springfield, I believe. the manager of Springfield is Patrick Anderson, former manager of the Hagerstown Suns.
Oh, cool.
So
Small
a little
world.
Hagerstown small world connection there. Yeah.
Pitcher's probably one of, if not other than the catcher, just because of the physical toll it takes on you, your knees and everything as a catcher.
Right.
But mentally, probably pitching is probably one of the toughest positions in Major League Baseball. And to be successful in it is not easy. So to see these guys achieve that is pretty cool.
It is. And backing up to Mike Kickham really took Dominic Picone under his wing.
Yeah.
They became really good friends, really close, and I think that had a little bit to do with it as well.
Yeah, and let's rewind a little bit more to back when the Boxcars announced a managerial change. Shane Turner now took the reins over back towards the end of May, right before Memorial Day, I think was around when it was. And he's got impressive credentials. I mean, he has 3 World Series rings, and I think he was drafted by the Yankees originally when he he was coming up in the ranks as a player.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about Shane and how he's doing so far, how he's liking being a member of the Boxcars.
Yeah, Shane has a different mentality than Mark Mason, our former manager. Before last year, this early part of this year, the manager went with veterans, guys who've been around the league, who knew how to travel through the Atlantic League, the independent circuit. Shane comes from the professional ranks, Major League Baseball, where it's all about taking a young guy and making him better. So Shane has pretty much turned over the roster to where now we're one of the youngest teams in the league instead of the oldest teams in the league. He's brought in a lot of guys who just graduated college, who are just getting their feet wet in professional baseball. It's taken some time, but now we're seeing the fruits of the labor, so to speak. We're seeing the players really start to adapt to the pitching, the defense, just the grind of minor league baseball. It takes a little bit of time to do that. We're starting to see that. And it's really cool now because here we go with the second half of the season. Yesterday was the first game of the second half. We're now in first place. We're 1-0, so we're in first place. So these guys now can put all that behind them. Everybody's been together now for a few weeks, and they can start striving for that goal as a team. So, you know, we're seeing it, like I said, we're seeing younger guys come in, guys who are green, guys who are still learning the game, and that's where Shane really strives at. And that was his, he was all about development with the San Francisco Giants and won 3 World Series with the Giants. And I don't mean to keep harping this, but Shane Turner played for the Hagerstown Suns for a week many years ago. So as a member of the the Giants club, I believe. Was it the Giants?
At one point, I believe right before.
No, it was the Orioles. My mistake. It was way back when he was the Orioles. Yep, he was. He was in the Orioles organization and actually was on the 91 team that Arthur Rhodes was on for the Orioles.
Awesome. And Rhodes is now
he's our pitching coach.
Small world.
Everything
comes full circle.
It does. You know, it's amazing how this area has just brought so many minor league players together. And you know, when I say Hagerstown, and you know, really Hagerstown, the Suns, the Boxcars encompasses so much more than just Hagerstown. It is Franklin County. It is Berkeley County. It is all these surrounding counties. And I always, you know, when I make mention of it, you know, it's baseball in our backyard. I grew up in Waynesboro, and I was a big Suns fan, obviously, got an opportunity to work for them. Now I'm with the Boxcars, and it's our team. So, you know, our listeners, people listening to this, watching this is their team. It really is. Not just Hagerstown, it's everybody's team.
Exactly. And so that's one of the things I love about the minor leagues. When the second half rolls around, it's kind of a clean slate. Not so much so in a technical sense, but for the second half, you start over basically. Your record starts over, correct?
We're all 0-0.
Which is an awesome thing, especially for, I don't want to call them a rebuilding team because they're technically a building team. Because last year was just the inaugural season. It's going to take time. Nothing happens in an instant. And if it does happen in an instant, it usually doesn't last very long.
It doesn't. You are right. You are right.
You guys are going to take on the, who do you got tonight? The Lexington
Legends. A name familiar with baseball fans around here because they were also in the same division as the Suns back in the day. Same setup as us now, independent baseball, but they play in the same stadium, obviously the same name. A team with a lot of former major leaguers and AAA and AA players on their team, so when you look at the experience, they out-experience us. But from what I saw from our team last night, I'm really, really excited how this is going to play out in the second half.
Yeah, should be a great game tonight and for the rest of the season as well. Come out and see the Boxcars tonight at Meredith Park. You can catch the game. Game started at 7?
6:30.
6:30.
Gates open at 5:30.
Gates open at 5. We'll see you there.
If you'd like to be featured on the Coach's Corner with Andy, email coach at 921thegoat.com.